you can talk.
Welcome to the program.
Anxious to talk today.
This is Our Healthy Homes, ourhealthyhomes.com. I've had quite a few cups of coffee, actually. Coming to you from the Healthy Home Mansion Studio in Eagan, Minnesota. Okay, ourhealthyhomes.com, 612-651-775-9194.
Wow, you gotta take that cup away.
Trevor didn't give me my piece of paper to write on, so I always have to write down which program I'm
where you're at.
651-775-9194. Dr. Melissa Olson is on. I always love this show because I start out not having a clue of what we're going to talk about. And then we talk straight for an hour, and every time I get off, I go out and get in the car and go, boy, that was a really good show. So I'm curious of what you've got on the docket for today. But we're going to talk for a minute about, what is it,
Swimply. Swimply.
It's the Healthy Home Mansion Swimming Experience.
Yes. So
it's swimply fun.
Yeah,
yes.
It is swimply fun. So swim, P-L-Y, swimply.
Okay.
So we love to entertain.
Yep.
We love to share our space, our healthy home mansion, and I've been doing it for how long anyway?
Yeah, forever.
And this I kind of wish I would have gotten on it a little bit sooner, but
love technology.
Yeah. So with COVID, when people didn't have a place to go, right, to do their baby showers, their bridal showers, stuff like that. Like I said, I was a little late on the draw. But anyway, we were kind of experimenting with it this last summer, and just getting the word out about let us help you, let us bless you with a space and so forth. So just to kind of get used to the idea of having strangers. Not that we're not, we're used to that, right?
And I live with one.
Right.
Right. Strangest person on the planet.
So
you're lucky.
Yeah, you're lucky. Exactly. Thank you. So we heard about these people that rent out their pool for an experience. So we spent all of Sunday like prepping, taking the pictures, researching, putting everything on the site. I've got, I had a webinar. I've watched my videos. I've got my orientation, if you will, today. Just like looking at what do I need for safety, like all the stuff, right?
Yep.
So I'm
got to have the pool inspected,
right?
blah, blah,
engrossed in all that stuff. So when you go to Swimply, I'll put the link in our Facebook. Keith and Sheila, go to Facebook, Keith and Sheila, and you'll see these recordings and all of that anyway if you want to see our guest pictures and whatnot. But so I'll put the link in there. But it's set up so that you can rent it for whatever event that you want. So it's $49 per hour up to 5 people. And then after 5 people, it's $5 per person per hour.
Okay.
And that's kind of like they're saying just start that way. Well, we have an advantage, I think, because ours is indoor. So we're going to be able to provide this experience all year round. They do have they've kind of started like a sister section, if you will. That's for events, not necessarily the pool. And so we have all that space to do the events. So I might try to find another place that's already set up for just events, separate from the Swimply thing, because if people are looking for a pool experience, they're going to look for that.
Right.
And so it'll be, another fun adventure, and just, I love the idea because I love people. So I love meeting new people, and, I love hosting. And so everybody's always said, you should have been an event planner, and it's like, well,
you kind of are.
I kind of, yeah, right. I kind of am, yes, with our health, but now it's just to a different level. So, Swimply, and you can look swimming pools in your area or near me, and there'll be a ton of them that come up.
Fun stuff.
So it'll be fun stuff. Yes.
A new adventure.
A new adventure.
That's what we need.
Yeah.
Another new adventure.
Like we don't have enough going on.
Yeah.
Right.
Whatever. Okay, so what do you got coming up on the Healthy Home side of things?
So on the Healthy Home side is go to ourhealthyhomes.com, look at the events, Zooms, a perfume party, if you will, in person, where you're going to be able to make your own perfume, healthy home approved, right? No chemicals. And I always have the iTovi. So the iTovi is the little device that we've talked about that scans your body through your meridian points and tells you what top 10 products your body could use support with from the Young Living side. So that will give us any idea of, is it digestion, is it kidneys, is it, so then that explores, and then that enables me to help you further, to refer you to those people that we have, like Melissa and other people, depending on what shows up there. So we do the iTovi, and then we just touch on a few of the top main chemicals and how they affect your body. And of course, we serve our mocktails, and we just have fun.
When's that?
That is the 25th of August. And gosh, it's going by, isn't it? So there's Zooms all the time, at least one to three a week. So you can pop on one of those and come and join us and ask your questions and
learn. So we fired up the Swimply. When was it? Yesterday?
Sunday. What do you mean Sunday?
But when did it go live? Like yesterday, right? We got a booking already.
Yeah. So it was Sunday. So then it was Monday. It went live. But then we had it too high, and right. So they told us, right, to do some different things, and like make it $49, not $50, like all that kind of stuff. And so yesterday I did my call and I made my changes, and last night, boom, there I got one for October 21st.
We're sitting at the Dairy Queen.
Well, I wasn't eating Dairy Queen.
We were not eating.
Let's just clarify that I was not eating Dairy Queen.
I said we were sitting at the Dairy Queen. Neither one of us were eating Dairy Queen, but our grandkids.
Right. I was yes, and so. So it's awesome. It's a party of 15, so 5 adults and 10 kids. And I've been chatting with her, and it's her son's 7th birthday. And I'm like, you have come to the right place, girlfriend, because I have 16 grandkids. I love birthdays. I love doing all this.
So much
So is
fun.
there a theme? I want to know if there's a theme.
Sure, of course.
Because I can't stand it. Right? Like I need to know, right?
Yeah, but you're not going to plan the theme.
No, but I just want to know what the theme is.
Right.
Yep.
So do they get to show up early and decorate and do their thing if they want to?
They could if they wanted to. I wouldn't be opposed to that by any means, and that's kind of what I helped with those other couple that we had, those other couple events we had, because one had never done. She had one son. She never really did any girly birthdays or, stuff like that. So I guided her and helped her, and, she just needed a little assistance.
Sheila, with all this focus again around the pool, she's going to need to lose a few pounds.
We can do that. That's not hard. People think weight loss is so hard. It's really not that difficult.
Is that what we're going to talk about today?
Tell me about it.
We can talk about
start
weight loss
because it's a huge deal.
It is a huge deal, yes.
So we got 2 minutes. Let's start now. We're going to continue.
Do we want to introduce you again before
Dr. Melissa Olson? She's in every month
6
or so, or 6 weeks, something like that. And we always have wonderful conversations about holistic medicine, medical practices, health and wellness, the ways that you can do it without constantly pumping a bunch of chemicals into your body.
Yep. vibrantwellcare.net. If you've got questions, go ahead and reach out to me and ask. So weight loss, there's a lot of reasons that we hold our weight. Everything from your digestion is off, to your hormones are imbalanced, to you're exposed to air conditioner. Did you know that air conditioner actually makes your body hold weight more than letting your body fluctuate with the natural temperatures?
I did not know that.
Okay, so there's lots of reasons why we hold weight, and if we can start unwinding all of those reasons. Emotions, absolutely. Stress, anxiety.
That makes you hold weight?
Yes.
Really?
Absolutely.
I thought some people made them lose weight.
No, generally it makes you hold weight.
Interesting.
Yep, generally it does. And so when I do weight loss with people, my program, you can lose a half a pound a day. It's amazingly fast. You can only do it for 42 days, and then we have to take a break. So we usually stay pretty committed for 42 days.
Yeah, a person can, if
you can
do
just about anything for 42 days.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. By day 40, it's like you're looking at the end of the calendar.
Correct. But now you've lost 20 pounds.
Yeah. Now, is that just like water weight? Is it just, or is it
No.
weight that's going to stay off?
It's going to stay off, and I'll teach you how to do it.
We're going to talk about
Nice.
that when we come back from break. This is Our Healthy Homes, ourhealthyhomes.com, 651-775-9194. This is...
Got your paper? You're all set.
I got my paper. I'm all set now. This is Our Healthy
Gotta
Homes.
write it down, right?
Got it down. OHH. Our Healthy Homes. realtors.com is the website. Go there, check it out. There's classes that you can participate in if you want to come to a live class. There's Zoom classes if you're still not apt for the face-to-face, which I think pretty much everyone's gotten over. But
I don't think so.
No, really?
No.
And then there are, and then there's check it out yourself classes where you can just go on there and kind of click
On
through.
the, yes, so the events and then the classes, you can just go to the classes and click on the topic that you're interested
Yep.
in, and it's a kind of guided,
They're super.
read through it your own.
And
And
there's lots of them. 40,
there's lots of
40
40
of
some.
them. Easy to do. And you'll get hooked on it. You'll binge on it.
Yeah.
You don't forget about
Not
binging
Netflix.
on Netflix. Go to ourhealthyhomes.com and you can binge on health and wellness
There you go.
classes. Okay, so when we went out to break, Melissa was talking about Dr. Melissa Olson, Vibrant Wellcare.
VibrantWellCare.net.
.net. And so we're talking about the 42-day.
Yes.
Something magic about 42 days?
There is, actually. It's about programming your brain.
Uh-huh.
So when I do a weight loss program, there's a big detox involved with it. There's a lot of digestive support involved with it. There's a lot of hormone balance involved with it. And then there's the diet. The diet goes along. And then there's what
Does
I
the
call...
diet last?
What do you mean?
Well, like you said, hormone balance and that's all together. It's all together
all
for the
built
42
in.
days. You're
Oh,
not
okay.
doing
Correct.
doing this
This
digestion
section,
thing
then
first.
You
and
are
then-
doing it all at the
Okay,
same
okay.
time.
Okay.
Okay.
All at the same time.
Okay.
And then I'm playing a lot with body chemistry to teach your brain how to burn your fat as fuel.
Example.
So everybody's body burns fat,
Mm-hmm.
right? It just does.
Okay.
Right? Whether you consume
Stored
it.
fuel.
Right. So we consume fat, so it's going to burn that first,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
If I
I thought it burned sugar first.
take away the fat, then your body's going to burn your fat as fuel because it needs a fat source. But I have to teach your hypothalamus and your brain how to do it. So there's these magic drops that I give people that teaches their hypothalamus how to burn their own body fat as fuel first.
How does that thing work?
The magic drops?
Yes.
It's homeopathic, and homeopathics are teachers. They literally just teach your body to do something that it forgot how to do.
I had magic drops on one time. I gave them to Sheila and her clothes magically fell right to the floor.
Yes. Yes. Where are those, by the way?
Crickets, I hear the
right,
crickets.
right, right, exactly. Okay, so that seems like weird voodoo. That's a hard thing to grasp.
Correct. I don't
So-
want you to exercise a whole lot.
So
I want you
explain.
to eat very specifically. And if any part of that program is missing, it doesn't work. If you over-exercise, you can't build muscle and lose your body fat at the same time. They're different.
What about light exercises,
mechanisms.
like just some basic body weight, push-ups and sit-ups and stuff
Just
like that?
basic exercise. If you want to go for walks, if you want to ride your bike, if you want to do some yoga, right? Basic things.
Okay.
But I don't want you to build muscle.
Okay.
So no.
Why?
Because there's different mechanisms in the body. You cannot build muscle and
And
lose
lose-
body fat at the same time.
So the homeopathic thing, like explain like how that works
So homeopathic
in a way we obviously can understand.
Sure.
Right.
Well, and that's why I call them teachers. They
Mhm.
teach your body to do something. Homeopathics come from plants generally, not always, and they're diluted to a point where just the information is left in the remedy. And there are remedies that are little tiny sugar pellets, and my remedies are typically in an alcohol base, so they're a liquid drop. And there's just information in them, and that information teaches your body how to do something. So if I want to do a liver cleanse with a homeopathic, in there will be all of the liver SAR codes and a whole bunch of information to teach your liver how to flush. It's really, really cool. We can balance
But it
emotions
doesn't
that way.
flush it.
No, it just teaches your body
No.
how to do it. So then your body does it on its own. Homeopathics are amazing. They're so cool. I often will combine homeopathics with herbs because homeopathics are the teachers, and then the herbal products are sort of like the workers.
Mm-hmm, the fuel or the.
Right, right. And then the nutrients would be the building blocks. So if I give someone the teachers, the workers, and the building blocks, we can build a healthy home. Right? We can build a better body.
Mm-hmm.
And so what happens after the 42 days?
After the 42 days, at 20 some pounds, right? Not everyone is done losing weight, but we have to take a break because I don't want to burn out your hypothalamus, right? Because that's the master control for your whole body. So we have to take a break. We give it 2, maybe 3 weeks. During that 2 to 3 weeks, we take that time and I teach your body, your brain, your body, how to stay at that new weight.
Okay.
Because very often
You spring back.
we
up
do
again.
this
Well, you
diet.
just go back to the same old diet.
Correct,
Then you're
correct.
like, Gee whiz,
So
I gained it all back.
we take 3 weeks to teach your body how to enjoy this new set point. Because our bodies have habits. They've got
Oh, yeah.
memory. They've got, so you lose weight and if that's not a weight that your body is comfortable staying at or has traditionally stayed at for a long time, it's not going to want to stay there.
No.
So we need to kind of train your body how to stay at this new lower weight. We have to do that for 2 to 3 weeks. And then if you want to start the weight loss program again, you can do the whole thing again. If you decide not to do it again, then we start adding back in food groups. We start reducing the supplementation, right? It's a process of coming off of it because I want you to learn what your body tolerates, what kinds of foods are good for you, what kinds of foods make you gain weight, what kinds of foods help build a better you so that you can keep this weight long term.
So it is not only is it teaching your hypothalamus or whatever it is with the magic drops and
Yep.
getting the weight off,
Yep.
but it's really a lifestyle change.
Absolutely.
It is a lifestyle. You can't come off of that and order up a pizza.
Correct. Because you will instantly gain 4 pounds.
Yeah.
Your body is not set at that new weight yet. It has not learned. And the interesting thing about a plateau, we talked about emotions a little bit ago.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody goes through a plateau when they lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
Plateaus are always emotional. Always emotional. So when you hit a dietary plateau, regardless of what plan you're on, you need to really think about, what am I feeling now? What was I feeling last time I was at this weight?
Mm-hmm.
What are the issues, the underlying issues that I'm really struggling with? Am I not good enough? Do I not deserve this? Who am I going to be if I lose weight? That's a lot of people's struggle is, I don't know how to interact with people. I don't know how they're going to
Really?
interact with me.
Mhm.
Yes, it's crazy. It's called secondary gain. They get something out of being overweight.
Right. Well,
And-
Chuck, you're used to being the fat guy
Correct.
that comes in and, oh, there's Big John. Hey, Big John, how you doing? You
Right?
know?
It's their identity.
Right.
And now I'm messing with their identity. So we're getting down to some really foundational issues here. This is rarely about, oh, well, my kids made me mad. That's my emotion. That's not it. It's always about, I don't deserve it. I'm not good enough. There's not
So
enough.
then how do you if somebody doesn't know what their emotion is,
Right.
like how do you get to that?
Right. So there's a couple of ways that we can do it. We can do emotion scans and emotion clearing in my office. That's pretty effective. You can go through a hypnosis program that I have with a hypnotist I work with. That's pretty effective. I can force your body to get through it, but ultimately you need to address those issues because otherwise they're going to keep coming back and haunting you. You're going to have plateau after plateau after plateau.
I heard someone describe something similar to what you're referring to in the business world, where you think of where you are in your life from a business standpoint or an economic standpoint, and you've got your thermostat set at 78 degrees, and you want to take your business to another level, which means that you got to turn that thermostat up to 90 degrees, right?
Right.
So how can I run at 90% or 90 degrees? And you can force that for a while, but if you don't change some fundamental things in your life,
Yes.
your comfort level is 78 degrees, and you will eventually surround yourself with other people who are running at 78 degrees,
Yes.
and before you know it, you're back at 78 degrees because that's where your comfort is.
Right.
So you need to get those people out, get 90-degree people around you
Yes.
so that they can warm you up.
Correct. You need to basically level up every area of your life so that you can function at in a different capacity.
So how recent is this program for you? Like, is this something new that
Nope.
you've
Nothing new. I've been doing it for years. Really, it's worked so well. I haven't changed it in years. If you can lose a half a pound a day,
Yeah, I'd
Right?
I'd
I do
be
that all
like,
the time. I
I'd be,
fast.
I'd be like ecstatic. Yes, but then when
and you can, yes,
Yeah.
fasting
right, but
is a
then
great
you
But
way.
can,
as soon
but
as you
then,
start
right,
eating
exactly,
again,
exactly.
It comes back.
eventually,
It's gonna.
I've got
it's-
these parameters that I am in,
Correct.
and I will fast, and I'll get down to where I want to be, and it's like in brackets.
Yes.
But I will always go right up against that upper bracket again,
Right.
requiring another fast.
Right.
And
Right.
if I don't, I'll break through that bracket quick.
Right. And this program is so effective. I actually, in good conscience, can't let someone do it if they don't have 20 to 30 pounds or more to lose. If you've only got 10 or 15 pounds to lose, I won't let you do this plan.
Oh.
We will do something else.
Okay, so when we come back from the break, I've got a question on that whole, people changing Big John thing,
Yeah.
and then the other one, the 10.
The 10-pound plan.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
10-pound plan when we come
10
back
pound
from break.
plan.
This is Our Healthy
There you
Homes.
go. There you go.
OurHealthyHomes.com. 651-775-9194. Give it a ring-a-ling-a-ling. Speak with the lovely and talented Sheila. She'd be happy to steer you in the right direction, all with no cost and absolutely no obligation. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the program. This is Our Healthy Homes, OurHealthyHomes.com, 651-775-9194. Sheila's always so surprised at what section it is. Segment 3, Sheila. What?
We just got started.
651-775-9194.
We have a lot of good stuff to talk about.
We do. Now we're going to talk about the 10-pound plan.
Oh, wait, before that.
All right.
Before that. Okay, so you said that people have a problem of who they're going to be when they lose the weight.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Thinner.
Right. I want to, right? Like, I want to be that thinner person.
Well,
like,
but you maybe have this, this vision of who you want to become. Some people just want to lose some weight, and that person that they become was unexpected to them. And people are, I'm just kind of
correct him
going.
if he's wrong.
Keep going.
So people then suddenly come in. For example, you've got a guy, Big John, who went 330, and so he's always the big guy comes in 6'4", 330 pounds, Big John, right? Everybody just kind of clears a path when Big John walks through the door.
There's a song or something like that.
All right, so all of a sudden Big John loses 100 pounds.
Right.
And now he's Slim Jim, right? And he's still tall and all that stuff, but he doesn't have the massive presence that he had before. And
I want the massive skinny presence.
it might be that, but it might be that Big John misses that. He liked the parting of the Red Seas.
Yeah, well, I didn't like being fat. That's all I
got out
got
of
to
the way
say.
for him and all that stuff, and he'd sat down and give me a full rack,
Right. They can eat anything they want
Yep.
to. There's no expectation of them to perform in a certain way.
Yep.
Every body type, every person has expectations of themselves. And if you expect that you are this, it is very difficult to change that underlying subconscious programming of, no, I am this in this body.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I am this thin person in an overweight body. Most of them, their identity is, I am this overweight body. And they get a secondary gain for staying in that overweight body. Whatever.
Who would want to be there?
Lots of people.
I
It's
mean,
their identity. It's how they see themselves. If they close their eyes and they envision themselves, right? They envision this overweight body. They can't close their eyes and envision themselves as a thin person. They can't make that leap. That's a subconscious gap that they cannot make. You can do it. You're actually, you are in a thin body, right? You're this close to your ideal weight anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
So
that
if
10
you-
pounds. I'm that 10 pounds.
Right. So if you close your eyes, you can envision what you look like in your ideal
what I would,
shape.
yes,
I'll give you
yes, I could do that.
I use my brother.
Really, really overweight people can't do that. They can't make that subconscious jump.
I'll use my brother David as an example. So when David was, before he retired, he had a small trucking company, and he hauled one of his lease trucks, and one of the companies he leased trucks was Peerless Chain. So they made chain.
Mm-hmm.
And he would be on the loading docks sometimes, and you would have these big barrels full of chain. Well, they had these carts that you would hook the barrel onto and tip it back. And he intentionally gained weight, because if he wasn't at a certain weight, he couldn't tip the barrel back.
Right.
He wasn't big enough to tip the barrel back. So while that was running, it wasn't muscle weight.
Right.
He just needed weight.
Right. You just needed a counterbalance.
Right, to tip that barrel back. And
Right.
he said then what he learned, and he said this, when I'm this weight, no one messes with me.
Correct.
So he had that kind of thing
Mindset.
going on too.
Okay, all right. So like I get that percentage.
Okay, so here's the quantum physics part of it. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Science has proven.
I love quantum physics. Everybody knows.
I know. That's why I brought it about. Science has
you had
proven.
me at quantum.
has proven that your cells of your body will behave exactly as you expect them and believe that they will. If you believe that you are an overweight person, that's your identity, that's how you see yourself, you get some kind of gain from being that, your body's going to behave that way regardless of what your effort is. Your subconscious mind is still telling your cells 24 hours a day, nope, you're this. You're not that. You're this right here.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny how you can change that. And I use this 1 year program I did recording the senior moment as an example. So, I did my push-ups event for a year. So after I got done with that, I said, okay, so now I'm just going to throttle it back a bit, but I'm going to do 100 push-ups a day. It's kind of my thing. I'm doing 100 push-ups every morning. I just still do something.
Yep.
So if I owe 30 right now. So I did 70 this morning. I owe 30.
Okay.
So when I get home, I'm going to make a cup of coffee. While that cup of coffee is brewing, I'm going to wrap off my 30 and get them done.
Okay.
If I don't do that, that has become me.
Right. Part of you.
That's part of me.
Yes.
If I don't do that, I feel guilty, like I'm cheating.
Right.
And so that from a quantum physics standpoint has changed who I am.
Correct. Absolutely.
Okay, so right, like Big John. I get the Big John thing.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Big Keith.
Yeah. But our society is obese.
Yes.
So
In the United States.
Yeah.
yes, in the United
Not
States.
necessarily in the rest of the world.
Correct. Yes, you're absolutely right. So there can't be like all those obese people. I mean, they have to be. There's got to be a want, a desire, right? I mean,
of course.
I mean to
Recognition, at least. They recognize that they're overweight.
yeah. So
But like Trevor says, you can't drive spikes with a tack hammer.
but I mean, at what point are we going to get as a society that people, you need to look at you need to get some weight off? Like, no,
Well,
I mean,
our society right now, our whole culture is to normalize it, though, is
Correct.
to make it okay
Correct.
and to make it expected. And if you are not overweight, there must be something wrong with you. That is not a new thing, by the way.
No,
it used to be that only the
yes.
wealthy and affluent were overweight because they could afford the good food. They also got gout, but they could
Correct.
afford the good food, and it was the poor people who were slim and fit and all that stuff, not because they worked hard for a living, which is what they did, but because they couldn't afford an excess of food and the sweets and the treats and all that stuff that so much of our culture lives on.
yeah, and I get that, but I'm at the point where it's like, what is it going to take for people to realize that?
So how many people do you know where the grandmother, the mother, and the kids are all overweight?
Well, more than you can imagine.
They think it's genetic.
They do? Oh, how
They
many times do you hear that?
believe-
Big
oh,
bone.
my
Yes,
word.
but think about this.
I'm
Think
big
about when
boned.
people are trying to lose weight and they believe it's genetic.
Yeah, and
That
that's
there's
anything. I mean, that's
nothing
anything.
they can do about it.
Not just weight. That's anything. It's genetic. My heart. It's
Correct.
It's genetic.
It's not true.
It's not true.
You learn the attitudes, you learn the
Exactly.
diet, you learn the lifestyle, you learn the activity
You
level,
have
you
the
learn
emotions
the
behind that.
emotions, you learned how to be overweight. We need to learn how to be typical weight.
Yes. So that's what like we're passionate about, right? We're
Love it.
passionate about teaching that, and I was just telling my daughter the other day, I said, at what point, I mean, I'm just like one person here trying to help the world, right? I remember I'll go back to Keith and he'd be like, when we first got in the business, he was like, Sheila, you can't sell everybody a house, right? I know you want to, but you can't sell everybody a house. Just like I can't reach everybody.
Why not?
Right?
We're gonna still try.
because we're gonna
Yeah.
try.
Right?
We're gonna
We're
try.
gonna still try.
We're gonna try. But that's the passion, right? And I was telling my daughter the other day. I said like, I'm one person trying to get to whoever it is that I can get to
Right.
to help them and to help the kids, and that 120 grams of sugar a day
Not a
is
good
going to
thing.
kill you,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's sugar's more addictive than
So
So-
all you can do is you help who you can help, and you
Yeah.
say, now please, please, please spread the word.
Right. Pass it on.
Yeah.
Pass it on.
And that's what we're about here. That's about what we do, and so if you're at the point where you want the help and you're ready for that, we are here to help, right?
Absolutely.
It's like I tell everybody all the time. I can tell you about how bad the chemicals are, and I can tell you what it's doing to you, but if you're not open to that and you don't want to go down that road, I can't force you to do it.
Right.
Right.
If you
So-
don't believe
Yeah,
it's
right.
a thing for you, it's
Right.
Not a
not
thing.
a thing.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah. Just like if you don't believe that you need to quit drinking, you're not going to quit drinking.
Exactly.
If you don't
Right.
believe that you can quit smoking, you're probably never going to quit smoking.
Never gonna.
Right.
You have
Right.
to make the decision that this is what you're going to do.
Right.
When we come back, I want to talk about the after program a little bit.
But we didn't
more.
talk about the 10-pound program yet.
Did we didn't even get to that yet?
No, we didn't get to
What's
that.
wrong
No.
with you guys? Man,
we're a little
now
like-
we've got
we're a little like
so much we've
squirrels
got
going
to
on
do
here.
in the fourth segment. We're going to jam it all in.
Squirrels
We're
in
going
the
to talk
studio.
about the 10-pound plan, please.
Right. We didn't get
And
to that.
then we're
Sorry.
going to talk about the after, because I want to talk about the difference in food, what we have here in this country and what you experienced when you were in Europe. You alluded to it a little bit
Yep.
before, so I want to get more in detail on that. This is Our Healthy Homes, ourhealthyhomes.com, the 10-pound plan when we come back from break.
Promise. I promise. We're going to talk about
We'll
it.
be right back. Hey, thanks for staying with us. Welcome back to the program. This is Our Healthy Homes. Ourhealthyhomes.com is the website to go to. 651-775-9194 if you want to have a conversation with the lovely and talented Sheila.
Yep.
She'll be happy to help you, all with no cost and absolutely no obligation. All right.
Free an hour on your calendar.
Yeah, really. You may never actually talk about what you called about, but
But you're gonna have a good time
you're going to
anyway.
have a good conversation. All right.
10
So
pound.
the 10-pound plan. So let's go there.
All right. So when I put someone on, we're going to call it the 10-pound plan.
There
from
you
now
go,
on,
right, there you
You
go.
only have 10 pounds to lose. So often 10 pounds is not actually fat. A lot of times it's inflammation. A lot of times it's excess water retention. A lot of times it's hormone imbalance. There's a lot of weird things that go on to just 10 pounds, right? 10 pounds is not always fat. So when I put someone on a 10-pound plan, I still do the detox. I still do the digestive cleanup. I still balance the hormones, and I still put them on a diet, right? Because food is critical.
Right.
If you want to build a better body, you've got to feed it better than you were.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
So
So,
what does
what's
that
the
entail?
difference between the two plans then?
Really, not a lot. The magic drops,
Ah.
right? The magic
So
drops
what's the
push
difference?
it too fast. I have different drops when I put someone on a 10-pound plan to support their hypothalamus, because their hypothalamus is what controls their nervous system and their entire endocrine system. Those are like the two biggest systems in the body.
Right. Adrenals, thyroid,
All of it.
reproductive organ. Yep.
All of it.
Hormones.
Yeah.
Do you have any drops that I could borrow for a little? Mhm.
Uh-huh. I sure do.
All right.
Oh, he said still 42 days. Is the 10
No,
pound plan
that
still
one
42?
that one is
10
up
days.
to you. Whatever
Because
works.
that one's
How
that's a
long it
lighter
takes.
thing, so you could do
It
it for as
seems
long
to-
as you want.
Correct.
It seems to
Correct.
me
that one is not necessarily about volume of food even.
Is
That plan is more about quality of food, kind of food, eating the volume that you're comfortable eating, learning the difference between an empty stomach and hungry, because they're very different. Most
Yeah,
people
right,
are empty
right,
stomach
right.
and they're just thinking they're ravenous,
think
and
they're
that's
ravenous.
not true. Right? It's about quality of food, not necessarily quantity of food.
I can
so
tell.
that one you can do longer.
Yes.
But why do you need to do it longer?
You
Because
don't.
only if
Well,
can-
do you
I
want
can tell-
to do you
I-
want to keep it off? Do you
Yeah,
want to
it's
build
just
a better
like-
body? Do you want to go right back to where you started?
It's like we said. You can't go on this 10-pound plan for 30 days and then
go to McDonald's.
go
Yeah,
to
right,
McDonald's.
right.
Right.
Because
And
all that inflammation and water retention
Is all
and
gonna come
stuff
back
is going to
again.
come back.
and that's what the problem with water weight, because it comes back, and when it comes back, it comes back fast.
Correct.
So it's like, oh, you just lost water weight. People, it's like almost a joke. Well, you
Yeah.
just lost a bunch of, I started fasting. I lost 5 pounds in the first 2 days. Well, it's just water weight. It's going to come back as soon as you eat the first, bite of food. It's going to come back like that, and that's pretty true.
Yeah.
So
Doesn't matter what the food is.
it doesn't matter what the food is. But you mentioned quality of food, and we had Matt Aarons on the program earlier in another time, in an organic farmer, and he was talking about he spent some time in Europe,
Mm-hmm.
and he's a high performing athlete in college, and so he spends time in the United States eating the SAT diet.
Yep.
And he was always fit just because he was so involved in
Active.
athletics and active. He was just burning it off.
Yeah.
Right. But he said he went to Europe, and he ate twice as much,
Yes.
and he said he leaned out.
Yeah.
He was eating
And
twice
he,
as
and
much
he mentioned
food.
that that they don't have the chemicals like
Right.
we do here.
So we're talking about quality of the food.
Correct.
Right.
There are some 300 chemicals that they have outlawed in Europe that we have every day.
That we
Okay, and
consume
what-
every day.
and what
Every day.
and what are those everyday foods that have those chemicals in there?
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them. Right? The chemicals are in your meat. They're in your organic food. They're in everything.
Right.
Because we spray them on our farms. They drift over onto the organic farms. They still sterilize the soil so we don't get good nutrients. I mean, there's a ton of things that we do in the United States
We're moving.
as a culture.
Right.
So I'm not blaming an industry or blaming a one group. As a country, we have terrible food quality.
We do. Right. And people
And we
people
eat Teflon.
right. And
Right?
people don't, oh my gosh, what did we watch?
Dark waters.
Dark Waters. Have you seen it?
yes.
Oh my
Yep.
gosh, watch Dark Waters. It was like, where have I been?
Right?
Like, where have I been that I didn't, see these things?
Yep.
But it's fascinating. But yeah, it's
Right.
like
Go watch the documentaries on the aluminum industry.
Mhm,
no.
You'll find out where your fluoride comes from.
Yeah. Okay, so when you're in Europe now, came back. You spent
Yep.
a lot of time in Europe, France,
Yep.
and
Ireland.
did you work
Ireland
at all,
and-
or were you
No,
play
I was just playing.
the whole time?
Yeah,
Nice.
it was fun.
but tell me about their life, what you noticed about lifestyle and food, and
So I noticed only the tourists are overweight for the most part. It was crazy.
mhm.
The food they eat and they drink and they play and they're just passionate and it's really really fun. Their food is not diet food. They don't
Right. It's
worry
it's
about
pastries
gluten. They
and
don't
it's
worry about dairy. They don't
pizzas and-
worry about fat content or sugar content or don't. They just have beautiful, fresh, wonderful food. It was the
with
quality
no
of food.
chemicals.
I don't want to say no chemicals
Well,
because that's not
Okay,
necessarily
so less
true.
chemicals.
But some of the worst 300, right? You remove 300
yeah,
chemicals
that's a big
from
deal.
your daily diet.
Yeah, you're
That's a huge impact.
Well, many times we'll talk with people who, and it's not like a once in a while thing. It's almost always who can't eat gluten here. They can't eat bread.
at
they
all,
can't-
right?
And they go to Europe and
It's no
they say,
problem.
I don't
Yeah.
understand it. I'm eating pasta. I'm eating bread.
Right.
I have no problem with it at all.
I'm a little bit sensitive, right? I typically don't like to eat gluten and dairy and corn because I know what it does to me as a body. Over there, none of it bothered me at all.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's fascinating. I mean, we've never gone over there, but and then it's not like here where you do that food here and it's packed on you,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
There, because of the lesser of the chemicals, your body knows how and what to do with it,
Yep.
so it can process it and it can eliminate it, and it's not like bang, you got the 5 pounds on because you
Right.
ate the pizza over there,
Mhm.
Right.
right?
Even the like the overall, it's like we keep the garbage food here and we send the good fruits and vegetables over there somehow. Like the food quality is just significantly better. The fruits and vegetables over there are yummy. You eat the same thing here. Like just go to the grocery store and pick up a nectarine. We went to a market, just a street market, not an organic one, just
Yeah.
a regular street market in the middle of Paris. Not even a touristy place. Picked up fruit off the shelf and just ate it. And it was luscious and beautiful and sweet and so flavorful. You do the same thing here. You pick up a nectarine and you eat it and it's like, okay, well, this is a rock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Right,
Food
or-
quality is
Yeah.
just significantly different.
And so because of that, the body and it says, I don't know how to process all these chemicals.
Right. I don't know how
Right?
to work with this.
I don't know how to, because this is foreign and my body can't process it.
Right.
So there's a bit of why I believe we hold on to weight and mental issues, physical issues, and pains and,
Right.
all of those kinds of things,
Right.
because we're getting, too much of those chemicals that the body says, I don't know what to do with this.
Correct.
So that's why it's important to do those cleanses, those detoxes, those.
Right. And
I
it's
mean-
a lifetime accumulation too.
Yes,
So-
yes.
And think
right.
about it. If all your serotonin is made in your gut, right, that's your happy hormone. That's your appetite control hormone. That's your regulatory hormone, or excuse me, neurotransmitter, not hormone, neurotransmitter. That's your happiness neurotransmitter. If your body's not making any, what's that do to your mood?
And it's not making it because,
Your gut's a train wreck.
and you've heard it, your gut's your second brain. And how many times have we said, listen to your gut?
Right. Leaky
Right.
gut, leaky brain,
SIBO,
all that stuff.
Crohn's,
Absolutely. Staph infection usually.
what's the other one? Colitis? Is it
Colitis.
colitis?
Yep.
All those things are tied to the gut. So a lot of talk with the Crohn's and the colitis is, can those really get better? Because I've had so many people
Yes.
that have either tried or
Correct.
they say it can't. I need this $10,000 a month medication for
Correct.
my Crohn's or
Yes.
whatever.
Get people to heal their body from those significant illnesses. I'm not saying that's an easy illness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
not one you can DIY your way through, honestly. If you want
Right.
permanent long-term results, yeah, you can't DIY your way through that because you can't get the supplements that I can get.
Mm-hmm.
I can get things that are so much more strong with less fillers. They're just better quality things. But a lot of those are really about pathogens in the gut. There's an overgrowth.
Okay, so what's a pathogen?
Virus, bacteria, parasite, fungus,
Okay.
something like that.
Okay.
Bad guys.
Bad guys. Yep. Staph and strep are big deals in the gut. They just are. That's typically what Crohn's often is. And it's not in the bloodstream, so you can't do a blood test to find it. You can't do a swab to find it like you can do it, like you can swab the throat.
So what's the average time frame of somebody that if they really wanted to clean up their Crohn's or their colitis or whatever, because that's a tough, like you said,
It
you
is.
can't DIY your way through it,
Right,
right?
that's a tough
So
one.
that's one that you really need super guidance and
Yes.
regiment
Yes.
instructions and whatnot.
Yes.
So what's that time frame?
6 to 8 months.
Yeah, I mean it.
6 to 8 months, and then once you're through that, then it's then you go into like a maintenance.
Correct.
You can't now just kind of, oh great, now I can do
Now I
everything
can go back to what I was doing before
Right.
Right, just
And
like
ex-
cancer cells,
and
right?
expect different results.
Yeah.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Because cancer cells are just unhealthy cells, right?
Right.
So you eliminate the unhealthy cells, you move that through. You do your whatever treatment you're going to do. It doesn't matter, right? You can do whatever treatment you're going to do for cancer, but if you turn around, get through that, and then go back to your same old habits,
Same old emotions, same
you're-
lifestyle,
you're in for it again.
you're going to get same results.
See you in 6 weeks.
Yeah. Wow.
This is Our Healthy Homes.
Ah.
Our Healthy Homes,
Care.
vibrantwellcare.net. Vibrantwellcare.net.
Yep.
Dr. Melissa Olson, give her a try. If you're having a problem, I'm telling you, it's better than beating your head against the wall thinking you're going to DIY yourself up.
Yeah. Right.
Go check it out.
Right.
Have her do a little consultation with you, and you'll feel better for it. We'll see you next week.
Perfect.
But when he calls me sugar, I love that man with all my might. Sugar in the morning, sugar in the afternoon. Sugar after dinner, sugar in every room. He says I'm sweet as I can be. When he calls me that name, it does things to me. I I tell him, honey, you can call me sugar.